guys, it's your girl JK, and welcome to another episode of the Many Wigs Podcast, where if it's popping, I got a wig for that topic. We are still on location, and today we are in Inglewood at the Glow and Flow Beauty Supply store, visiting with the beautiful Miss Diann Valentine.
Hey, girl.
Hey, how are you?
Thank you so much for having me.
And thank you for being here.
Of course,
Thank you for being here. We have to get into this outfit. We have to, because Lovey's from head to toe. Miss Diann is killing it.
Oh, thank you.
You are killing it. So who are you wearing?
I'm wearing Marc Jacobs, top and bottom, and then this crop jacket is from Terrell Dominic. She's like a influencer, fashion girl from New York. She's so bomb. She's so fly. And then my boots are, is it Fashion Kills? Doll Kills. Doll's Kill.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Doll's Kill,
yeah.
right? And then this jacket, this over jacket is a designer called Hoboken. And they're here in LA.
Nice.
Yeah.
Love
and then,
it.
of course,
And the hat,
Essential. Of course, Essential with the
Nice.
hat from Brooklyn.
You look beautiful.
Thank you.
Love
Thank you
it,
so much.
love it.
And thank you for joining us here
Thank
at Glow
you for
and Flow.
having us.
Because I
Thank
know you
you.
didn't have to shoot here, but I'm so glad you did.
Thank you, and thank you for having us. We are honored. We are so honored to be here in your presence and just to learn a lot about you because you have so much going on. So, okay, let's start
Is
with.
it a blessing or a curse? That's what I
We're
want
gonna
to
find
know.
out. Okay, so let's start with celebrity weddings.
Okay.
Okay, so which celebrities have you worked with?
Gosh, I started my career like 30 years ago. And so I started in the Bay Area from Oakland, which is where I'm from. And my early clients were like Joe Smith with the Golden State Warriors and worked for a lot of the 49ers and athletes. And then once I moved to LA, a whole new world opened up for me. And early in my career, I kind of got adopted by Black Hollywood. So I worked with Toni Braxton and Usher and Leela Rashawn and director Antoine Fuqua and Gary Sheffield and so many, just really amazing, beautiful, fantastic women that trusted me, with their love stories.
Yes. So what is the biggest budget for a wedding that you have worked for?
Budget. Ugh, I hate budgets. I always get in the way, girl. They just be getting in the way of creativity. Shoot. Probably, I think the biggest budget was about maybe $6 million for a wedding.
Okay.
Yeah.
And whose wedding was that?
I can't say who because I said the amount she spent. She would kill me. She would kill me. But I'll say that she got married in Atlanta.
Okay.
Very successful woman in entertainment. And her husband was an NBA player. And we did all sorts of fun stuff, like, bought out the entire Ritz-Carlton and, convinced the church, bribed, whatever, to get them to let us use the church and shut down Peachtree and had the marching band from Morehouse come and perform. And
Nice.
so it was just a lot of things.
Nice.
But
Sounds amazing.
it was fun. It was
Yes,
fun.
yes.
I've had some really, really amazing opportunities,
So what has been the most iconic creation that you've done for a wedding?
Oh, let me think. So I have two.
Okay.
I have two that I think were iconic. So first, when I started working with Toni Braxton, I flew to Atlanta, went to her home, and I asked her, I said, would you please just show me around your house so I can just, get to know you a little bit?
Yeah.
Because I know Toni the star, but I don't know Miss
Meet
Braxton,
Toni, yes,
right? Who was
yes.
the woman in love? And so she was walking me through her house, and she had these Tiffany boxes everywhere. They were everywhere. She had boxes in the kitchen, and she had boxes in the living room on the piano, and we went in her bedroom. She had some by her bed, and some were open, and some were wrapped, and some, were just kind of there. And I was just like, girl, like, what is your thing with Tiffany? Like, you're obsessed with it. And she was like, oh my God, I just love Tiffany. I just love Tiffany. I have everything about it. She's like, I own every single tea set, and I sit in the window and have tea. And she was like, see, Carrie bought my ring from Tiffany. And she just really lit up. And I was like, oh my God, that's the color of the wedding. And she was like, really? And I was like, that's it.
That's it.
And she said, well, can we do that? And I said, well, I'm going to figure it out. And so I contacted Tiffany and Company, and I didn't know this at the time, but Tiffany owns the patent on that robin's egg blue.
Wow.
They own the color. They own the patent for that color. And so because Toni was so high profile, of course, we didn't want to do anything to upset anybody or make anybody angry. So flew to New York, met with the creative director at Tiffany and Company, told him who I was, what I was doing, and that Miss Braxton was such a, proponent of the brand, and it just felt right that she would get married and use this color. And they gave us permission. They gave us their seal of approval and permission for Toni to use the color. And then they agreed to host breakfast at Tiffany's the morning after her wedding.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
Fantastic.
Nice. Yeah. So you said there were two. What's the
Oh,
other
okay, one more. Second one would be Sean and Sharonda Stockman. Sean Stockman is in Boys to Men. And when they got engaged, when they hired me, they said, Dee, all we want is a great party. Like, we've been together for 6 years. It feels like we're already married. We already in this thing, but we want, like, the best party we've ever had. So I'm like, okay, what does that mean? What does a party look like? What does a party look like? How can I make it good? I'm like, okay, I got all the components. I got Big. I got Dougie Fresh. I got Biz Marquee. Okay, we got, we had Joe perform. We had Tyrese perform. We had all those elements, but I was just like, it needs something else,
Yeah.
One night I had a dream. And in my dream, people were dancing on water, right? Not like the Red Sea, not all deep like the Lord Jesus, but it was just like dancing on water. And I was just like, that's it. That is it. I was like, if we do this fish tank dance floor and we have people dancing on water, the dance floor will never be empty. Because I was like, people will be so mesmerized that they're on this tank, this swimming pool, this fish tank, right? And so I set out to create this fish tank dance floor, right? And when you're creating something new, you like cost it out and plan it out. Okay, this is what it's going to cost, and okay, I'm going to figure it out. And so I think I charged them like $30,000 for the dance floor, right? Child, let me tell you, when we got into that dance floor, their wedding was at the Wyndham Hotel in Akron, Ohio, which is where Sharonda was from. No, not Akron, Toledo. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Toledo, Ohio. And they were so nervous. They were like, you are going to destroy our hotel. You trying to bring in how many gallons of water? You got to be out of your mind. So they made me hire a structural engineer to come in and make sure that the weight of the water was not so significant, because they thought the second floor of the building was going to cave in.
Yeah.
I was just like, I'm not doing a pool that's like 20 feet deep. We talking like 8 inches, you know what I mean? And then they made me get $5 million of liability insurance. So after the wedding, my insurance got canceled from my company because they were like, you too high risk, all you got going on. And then I couldn't figure out the fish tank part, right? I was like, how do you do this fish tank? Because if you just put water in a vessel, it just looks like glass.
Yeah.
If it doesn't move, you don't know it's water. You think you're just on glass or you're just on ice or whatever. So then we had to take the floor that was made in sections, and we had to run not pumps, but we had a pump underneath it, but then we had to run the tubing through every module of the dance floor so that we could create this bubble effect so that people would know that they were actually dancing on water. And then it was modular, so it was different modular pieces that came together. So we had to fill it with water, right? But water is not blue.
Right.
Water is colorless.
Right.
So we put this water in there, and it's like, it don't look like water, right? In my mind, I'm seeing like the Caribbean Ocean as blue, and it's crystal blue waters, and you're like, oh my God, it's so amazing. So we ended up having to create a formula for the exact amount of water and the exact amount of blue food coloring that had to go in every single module. Okay. And they had to be exactly the same so that when you looked at the dance floor, it was just like one pool of water, not like a light blue and a dark blue and a navy blue and all of that. And then the last thing was, what did we put in it? We would put fish in it. So we ended up putting goldfish in it. And the one thing I didn't think about, bless their hearts, is that they can't breathe without oxygen. So we put all these goldfish in it. By the next morning, all the goldfish were dead. Oh, no. And PETA was protesting outside the hotel.
Oh.
I said, Now what in the world? How did they even know I had fish in the floor? Small sacrifice for good design.
Yes.
But
That's amazing. I love that.
those were the two. Those were the
love
two.
that.
Those were the
love
two.
that.
And then when they got married so long ago, like in 91 or something like that, right? And at the time, I had never seen a dance floor, fish tank dance floor, or anything like that. But then a few years later, remember when Jennifer Lopez was marrying Ben Affleck
Yes.
for the first time?
Yes. The first time.
First
Yes,
time.
the first time.
Okay. And then that wedding got canceled. But it got canceled like a day or so right before the wedding, right? So whoever did it, I don't know how they let them do this, but nevertheless, they, like a magazine, covered all the look and the setup of the wedding. So they covered what the reception looked like and the wedding, and was like the wedding that didn't happen and all this stuff. And so it was this big tent, and as you walked in through the tent, you walked into the party, and then you walked into another room, and then when you got into the other room, that was like the party. And lo and behold, in the party, there was a fish tank dance floor. And I was like,
yes, honey. Yes. You did that.
we did it, girl.
Yes.
J-Lo,
love
you
it.
was a little late on that
Just a
one.
little bit. Just a little
A
bit.
little bit.
I love that. Love that.
So, fun times.
Yes,
fun times.
fun times. Thank you for sharing. That's
Fun times.
amazing. So let's see. You have also hosted a few TV shows. One of them
have.
being To Rome with Love.
Yes.
How was that?
Oh my God. To Rome for Love was my dream job. It was my absolute dream job. It was all the things I love. It was Black women. It was Italy. I went to Italy first time when I was like 22 years old. Fell in love with the country, and I have been traveling there ever since. So I love Italy. I speak Italian. It was about love. It was about Black women. It was all the things that I love so much. And the premise of the show was that I took 5 Black women to Italy to live together in this private villa for 2 months. And the women had never been out of the U.S., and they had never dated outside of their race. And so they were kind of like fish out of water, having this Italian experience and trying to find love and find themselves at the same time.
Yeah.
So it was my dream job. It only lasted for 1 season. It didn't get picked up. And unfortunately, my biggest critics were Black women.
Of course.
Black women.
Of course.
They were like, you're ruining the Black family.
Yeah.
What is wrong with you? How could you do this? You're so ghetto. You're doing that ghetto reality. I'm like,
Not
ghetto? I mean, I'm a lot of things, but I really
Ghetto
ain't.
ain't one love.
I
Remember
really
that Miss
ain't.
Diann is a lot of things, but ghetto ain't
really
one.
ain't ghetto. I really ain't that chick that be jumping on tables and throwing bottles on reality TV. Nevertheless, they were our biggest critics. And I think Bravo was scared to bring it back. They
Why
were
do you think that
afraid because they felt like all of this backlash that was coming from the women that we were supposedly championing. And so they didn't bring it back. And it really broke my heart. When the show was over, and this happens a lot in Hollywood, you know, the show is over, they don't know what to do with it. They don't know if they're going to cancel it or keep it or what. So there's this whole period of time where you hear nothing. It's just silence.
Like
the
dead
show
silence,
comes on,
yeah.
it airs, and you're waiting and you're waiting. Are we going back? Is it getting picked up? What's happening? What's happening? And then finally, like a year after it aired, my contract expired. So I just reached out to my EP at Bravo and was just like, hey, so I guess it's over. You know, thanks so much. It was my dream job. I appreciate it. And it took her a month to even respond to me. A month. And I put my heart and soul into that show. I wore my own wardrobe. I was a team player. I just gave everything I got. And I just said, you know what? Never again in my career will anybody be able to hold anything over my head like that. And make my career stop while I'm waiting on you. And out of that, I walked away from that, heartbroken, but happy for the experience.
Right.
But that is how Glow and Flow Beauty came about.
Yes. Now tell us about Flow and Glow Beauty, because this place is amazing. It is beautiful.
Thank you. You know, it was literally birthed out of To Rome for Love because I was like, no more waiting on Hollywood, no more begging for nothing, for jobs, nothing. I got to figure out what my legacy is, you know, what my next chapter is. And beauty was really just a natural evolution in my career. You know, I've worked with women, I work with love. I'm a shopaholic. I love fashion. I love beauty. And so it just kind of made sense. And so we decided to enter into the retail space because we didn't know beauty. So I come from, you know, design world and luxury. My husband comes from the sports world. And when we came into beauty, we didn't know it at all. And so trying to figure out how do we learn, like who's going to be our teacher.
Yes.
And so we wanted to enter into the retail space because we knew that our customers would be our focus groups. They would be our daily feedback on what Black women want, why do they want it, what do they buy, why are they buying it, what are they looking for, what are the problems and the needs that they have. And the industry is so dominated by Koreans. And I felt like nobody can tell a Black story like I can.
Right.
There's so many people that we support and we, you know, support in terms of, in terms of funding their industry and their businesses, and we keep them afloat and we keep them in business and we spend all our money with them. But they don't respect us.
Right.
They don't like us. They don't value us.
Right.
So we're just a transaction. And I felt like I can do it better. I felt like I could create a place where Black women feel at home.
Yes.
And where Black women are welcome and they are appreciated and valued, and you come in and it's clean and we don't have boxes stacked to the ceiling and crap everywhere and filthy shelves, and you can't, you know, get help from anybody and nobody speaks English until it's time to pay.
Until it's time to pay.
I just thought there can be a better solution, baby, and if not me, then who?
Exactly.
So
yes. So you have done well, and we thank you for this.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
Yes.
We now have 2 locations. We have this one in Inglewood. We have one in Hawthorne, and Glow and Flow is now a franchise.
Nice.
So when I have time, we'll start figuring that side out.
Okay. So you mentioned that you're from the Bay Area.
Yes.
Yes. So how long were you in the Bay before you came to LA?
I was born and raised in Oakland, and I moved to LA. I moved here when I was 26.
Okay.
And I've been here ever since.
Okay.
You know, it's home now.
Yes.
But nothing feels like the Bay Area felt. I'm from Oakland. I'm from East Oakland.
Yes.
And nothing about LA feels like Oakland. There's not that same, you know, culture.
Yes.
There's not that swag, you know, that you got from Tony and In Vogue and Keisha Cole and Too Short, you know. LA is different. So I miss the culture. I miss the Blackness of the Bay. I miss the culture. I miss the people. I miss the arts. LA is about a different kind of art. You know, it's about Hollywood and being popular. It's not really about a craft. I guess it is for some. I guess that's not fair, but you know, it's different. But I love the weather. So
okay. So how is the fashion different in LA versus the
oh
Bay?
my God, it's so different. I feel like LA is so daggone casual. Right?
Okay.
People don't have nowhere to go until it's time to get on the red carpet. Right? So I just feel like everybody is so casual. It's like look at her. She's so cute. She got on her wig, but she got on a sweatsuit. And she got on some Uggs. Like, girl, where you going? Like, why you not cute?
Right.
But that's LA. It's very like California casual.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's beachy. It's, you know, people are beautiful here. It's just very casual. And I feel like in the Bay Area, when we would get up and get dressed, we were going somewhere. And it didn't matter where we were going, but, you know, we dressed to impress every day.
Yes.
You know?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So what else is going on? What's next? Look, as we haven't talked about a lot already.
Girl,
What's
I
coming
have
up?
so many jobs. I don't even want them all. I really don't. I'm trying to lose some of these
Not
jobs.
you, then who?
Oh my goodness. I know. I told my husband, I got 9 more years. That's it. And I quit.
And then you're done?
I quit.
9
I got
years?
9 years. That's it. But last year we released, you can't see it, but we released a line of synthetic braiding hair called Slay.
Yes.
And it really came about because during COVID, thank you. So this is Slay, right? And Slay came about because during COVID, salons had all shut down because of the closures during the pandemic. And so women were coming in here looking for DIY solutions. And even me, my hair was a mess. I couldn't, my stylist was, sometimes she would see me, sometimes she was scared of COVID and all the things. And so I just felt like, I needed to do something with my hair. And so I started braiding it constantly, right? I shaved my sides off and I was just braiding my top. And the itching was so severe. It was like unbearable.
Yeah.
It was like you put the synthetic hair in and in 2 days you can't even stand it. It's brittle. It feels like a Brillo pad. It's itching. My scalp was irritated. I had rat tail combs. I'm digging in my scalp. It was just too much. And I felt like this got to be toxic. Like this can't be good. Like, why is it itching so bad? And I felt like, again, there had to be a better way. And if not me, then who?
If not you, then who?
So I decided to create braiding hair because I wanted a solution that was going to allow me to wear a protective style, but it would be itch-free, it would be non-toxic, and it would feel more like the texture of my own hair.
Yes.
Because when we wear braiding hair, we put this stuff in our hair that feels like straw. It's hard, it's coarse, it's bushy, but our hair doesn't feel like that.
Right.
And I don't care what texture of black hair you have, right? I don't care if you got 1B hair or you got 4C, the kinkiest and curliest of all of them, right? Black hair is soft.
Yes.
It might be thick.
Yes, but it's soft.
It might be coarse, but it does not feel like a Brillo pad. Right. It does not feel like straw. And so I wanted a texture that was going to feel more like our hair, and it was just going to be healthier so that black women could just make better choices.
Yeah.
So ultimately you get a braid that's softer, silkier, shinier, more lightweight, feels more like our hair, and it's itch-free.
Yes. Beautiful.
So that's the latest.
Okay. So where did your passion for fashion come from?
Oh, gosh. As long as I can remember, I have loved fashion. It's been a part of my life since I was a kid. I can remember going school shopping, right? My mother would give me money to go school shopping, and she'd be like, okay, you come back here, and you should have like 5 outfits, one for every day of the week. And, okay, Mama, I got it. And I would go shopping, and I would come back with 1 pair of Gloria Vanderbilt jeans and one, Izod shirt with the little alligator on it. My mother be like, wait a minute, you spent all that money on one outfit? I'm like, but Mom, it's fashion.
It's fashion.
It's fashion. And fashion is art. Fashion is art. So as long as I can remember, I love beautiful clothes.
Yes.
And I like expressing myself. I am a creative soul at heart. And, when you work for having clients, right? So I'm always creating for clients. So I'm creating for them. It's my perspective and I'm driving the design, but I'm still creating for them. So when I get dressed in the morning, I feel like I'm creating for me. It's my personality. It's my armor that I put on to go out into the world.
Yes.
And it should be a reflection of me. And it's probably one of the few things in my life that are really about me. Everything else that I do is for somebody else.
Yes. So what does your style say about Miss Diann?
I would say my style is eclectic, for sure. It's unapologetic.
Yes.
And it's black. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just... Like, I'm a black-ass black girl. Like black-ass black girl.
Black.
I'm a black girl. I'm a black girl, right? And I love our culture.
Yes.
I love the contributions that we make to the world. I love the contributions that we make to the world of fashion.
Yes.
And I feel like we are the risk takers. We are the ones that wear what other people only think about wearing, you know.
Right.
And in doing so, we create trends, we start fads, we make it hot. It ain't hot unless we say it's hot.
Exactly.
And so I embrace that, and I think that's what my sense of fashion is. One day it's conservative, The next day, it's this. Tomorrow it might be boho chic. Who knows?
Who knows?
Yes.
Who knows? Do you have a favorite designer?
I have a lot. I have a lot of favorite designers. Probably, my go-to designer, I have a few. I probably have top three. Maybe
Okay,
top three.
okay.
I love Rock and Remix. Shar Glover is a fashion designer. She's based here in LA. And she was part of Project Runway a few years ago. And her style is just so dope and so fly, and it's so different. And every collection, she only releases like a few pieces for every collection, but it's always so unique and so fresh. And you know what I mean? Just like a breath of fresh air. So Rock and Remix would be one. Number two would be Dolce & Gabbana. I love Dolce. I love Dolce because I love Italian culture, so they speak to my heart, my love language. But also Dolce is very forgiving for women with curves or for women that aren't a size 2 or
size
0.
Right.
Right? They design for Italian women, so they design clothes for curvy women.
Yes.
They stretch, but they stretch in the right places. And it's the only designer that I can buy off the rack and don't need a tailor.
Nice.
Only one. So I love Dolce & Gabbana. And then third, I would say Fee Noel, who is a designer out of New York. She's Grenadian. And her line is very, how do I say, I don't know how she would describe it. Probably Caribbean chic, I guess. But she does a whole line of bathing suits, and then she does these beautiful caftans and these kimonos that are amazing, like my friend Joe got on today.
That's nice. Auntie looking good.
Always.
Always.
Always, never slipping. So I love Fee Noel. I love that she celebrates her own culture. That's big for me. I don't care who you are, but be proud of who you are.
Right.
That appeals to me. Maybe it's why I love Dolce too, because they really embrace Italian culture. They are unapologetically Italian.
Love it. Love it. So are you looking forward to New York Fashion Week?
I am, but I'm not going to go into the fall.
Okay.
Yeah, I have too much going on to go now, but we are getting ready to do something called live sales with Slay. So we're trying out a new platform. And we literally have a live sale on February the 28th.
Okay.
Right? So the 29th, this is a leap year. So on the 29th, I'm on a flight from LA to Paris. Because I'm like, I can get the last 2 days of shows.
Yep.
And now I'm just like, okay, I hope it's some good ones on the back end. I hope I don't miss all of them. But I'll definitely be in Paris in February, March.
Nice. Very nice. Well, I have a gift for you.
Oh.
Yes.
Well, I love a gift. Hey.
My sister and I own a fragrance called La Elegance. It's a essential perfume oil.
Okay.
And she has notes of vanilla, white peony, and amber.
Oh, so pretty. Look at your packaging.
Thank you.
So fab.
Yes, we're sophisticated.
So listen, black women are fabulous. Let me tell you, if you didn't know, baby, we will make something out of nothing look like 1,000. Oh, it smells good.
Thank you. And this is our...
Oh, this smells really good.
This is our essential cologne oil.
And it's an oil.
It's an oil, yes.
So it's not alcohol-based.
No.
That's nice. Okay.
And that's called Otis, and he stands for On to Infinite Success.
This one?
Otis,
It's
yes.
Otis. So beautiful. What's this one?
La Elegance.
Lay Elegant.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So that's not the brand. That's the
It's
actual
the
fragrance.
brand, and then we name our first fragrance
Ooh,
after La
so
Elegance.
good.
And he has hints of musk, sandalwood, and amber.
Wow, this is nice.
Thank you.
This is really nice.
Thank you.
I'm going to add that to my
Yes,
collection.
yes,
Thank you. Thank you
yes.
so much.
And thank you for having us. This has been a pleasure.
Oh,
Thank you so much.
Oh, my.
And we look forward to seeing Miss Diann continue to thrive, continue to be
Girl.
successful.
From your mouth to God's ears, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes. Same for both of us.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
So where can my lovies find you so they can follow you?
Well, I'm easy to find across all social media platforms. It's just at Diann Valentine, and that's DIANN Valentine.
Nice.
And then you'll see all the businesses under there.
Nice. Love it. Okay, lovies, that's it for this edition of the Many Wigs Podcast. And remember, if it's popping, I got a wig for that topic. Bye.